KHOU 11 News at 5:30 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Cheryl Mercedes. Welcome into our webcast. We begin with a shooting at a Halloween party. Houston police are looking for the person who they believe opened fire, killing an 18-year-old and hurting two other teens. David Gonzalez has more on this developing story on the north side.
Gunfire erupted at a house party Sunday morning, sending teens running. Houston police say an 18-year-old woman was killed in a shooting at a home on Schleider Drive near Parker and Aldine Westfield Roads. Authorities say at least 3 others had to be taken to the hospital, including a 16-year-old boy. Police say the party was crowded with teens and young adults. One neighbor said he heard around 8 shots, but that was not uncommon in the North Houston neighborhood. Another neighbor said he saw partygoers flee from the home. Police say a gun was found in a nearby ditch, but it's unclear if it was linked to the shooting. No arrests have been made, and the identities of the victims are unknown at this time. In Houston, David Gonzalez, KHOU 11 News.
Harris County Sheriff's investigators say a woman found dead in a ditch may have been the victim of a hit and run. The discovery was made near the intersection of West Mount Houston and Berwyn. Investigators say surveillance video shows the woman walking at around 5:30 this morning, but they say she vanished from the video right after a vehicle passed her. Investigators are also hoping to review more surveillance video so they can get a clearer picture of what happened. A shooting suspect is dead after a standoff with police in the Woodlands overnight. Residents of the Forest View apartments on South Panther Creek were evacuated shortly after it started. Police say the suspect shot a man when they tried to get away in a vehicle. Officers chased him back to his apartment where they exchanged gunfire before he went inside. After unsuccessful attempts to talk to him, officers determined he had died. This investigation continues. The CDC is set to approve the Pfizer vaccine for young children this week. Shots are expected to start rolling out soon after. An estimated 28 million kids ages 5 to 11 will be eligible for the shot. Experts say studies show the vaccine is safe and prompts a strong immune response. However, some parents are concerned about research which shows the shots could cause a rare heart condition. Here's what a leading expert had to say on CBS's Face the Nation this morning.
Vaccines, all they do is they give your body a chance to build a response to something that's non-harmful so it can protect you against something that is harmful. And everything is risk-benefit. If there was no coronavirus in the country, we wouldn't be talking about a vaccine, right? But instead, there's this life-threatening disease floating around our communities, and in order to protect us, this is the safest, most effective way to do so.
Texas Children's Hospital is scheduling vaccine appointments for its kids on its website right now. The U.S. Supreme Court will take up the abortion law in Texas tomorrow. The Supreme Court, or the law rather, bans abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy and puts enforcement in the hands of private citizens. The court will hear 2 challenges, one brought by Texas abortion clinics and the other by the Department of Justice. Both argue the law violates Roe v. Wade, which prohibits states from banning abortions before fetal viability or around 23 weeks. We will have reports from the nation's capital starting tonight at 10. All right, it's win or go home for the Astros tonight in Game 5 of the World Series. The Braves are now up 3-1 after their victory last night. Let's head out to Atlanta where Jason Bristol and KHOU 11 baseball analyst Jeremy Booth are standing by. Hello, guys.
Welcome to Monument Garden at Truist Park, home of the greatest players in Atlanta Braves history, including the greatest of them all, the one, the only, Hank Aaron. For the Braves in Game 5, it's a bullpen game. The Astros facing some guy named Tucker Davidson. So on paper, Jeremy, I'm thinking this is a really good thing for Houston. But on that same paper, I'm looking at some of the abysmal batting averages for these Astros.
Yeah, it hasn't been a great offensive series, right? I mean, especially for the core of the group. But you know what? Today they get to take BP on the field. And when you're in a new ballpark, where you haven't seen how the ball comes out of the hand, where you haven't been able to see how the ball's going to carry in the alleys, where you don't have kind of to get a chance to get out of that tunnel vision, taking BP is going to help. They'll be better today.
The big news is this: Alex Bregman has been moved down to number 7. Carlos Correa has been moved up to the 3-hole. Dusty had to do it.
He's got to find a way to create some more rhythm and some more continuity in that lineup. You know, anytime you make a change where a hitter that's as talented as Alex Bregman moves down to the bottom, it's not a reflection on him, it's more a reflection of today. And you just want to go ahead and get that moving and try to find a way to score some runs.
You were all fired up about last night's bullpen management, the guys who were used and when they were used. Are you still fired up about it?
You know, I was thinking about this on the way to the ballpark today, and the more I look at it and the more I think about it, no matter how it looks, if you're going to have Zach Greinke on a pitch limit, if you're going to have Zach Greinke's spot come up in that inning to hit in a run production situation, then Christian Javier's got to be your guy to come in for a couple innings behind that. You don't put him into a leveraged situation he's not used to. Now, Jason, look, the argument can be made that any pitch, any situation here is a leveraged situation. However, that's not the case in how your bullpen flows. You had a chance to get out of that with 3 pitchers, and now you only had to use 5 or 6. So I'm not sure how that's going to play tonight, but we're going to find out.
And now it's all on the shoulders of Framber Valdez. The mission for Houston is simple: win 1 game to extend the season. That's the story from Truist Park. Let's send it back to you.
All right, let's hope they can get it done. Thanks, guys. Now to the weather. It's another spectacular day as we take a live look over the Galleria right now. Meteorologist Addison Green joining us now with a look at what the forecast is looking like for trick-or-treaters as well as your work week. Hey, Addison.
Hey, Cheryl, and we are looking at a fine, fabulous time out there for all the trick-or-treaters and the parents as well later on this evening after another stellar day we've had to enjoy right here in H-Town, where we saw a high of 81 degrees, did trend a little bit above average after the morning low was trending a little bit cooler than average, but overall, with all that sun shining on down, it was still a marvelous day all across southeast Texas. Current temperatures out there are hanging up in the low 80s at Bush and Hobby, Sugar Land as well. Pearland City at 79 degrees, and all those numbers are up by several degrees compared to where they were the past 24 hours. But what's not up is the humidity. It's still running at comfortably low levels all across the board, with percentages anywhere between 20 to close to 50% down in the Wharton area. Bottom line is, it feels downright pleasant to be out and about for a stroll, even a workout, without having to worry about breaking into a sweat very easily. Out there, Game 5, of course, out in Atlanta with the Astros taking on the Braves. First pitch is at 7:15. We do have partly cloudy skies. Feel a little chilly. No more of that drizzle around from that storm system anymore. It has pulled out of the area, but temperatures will be in the mid to upper 50s. So hopefully everybody over that way is bundled up in orange. Now, as we look across the rest of the region down here in the Southern Plains, we go across the Lone Star State. We have Amarillo sitting at 60 degrees, and Lubbock's at 65, Marfa 73. So it's relatively mild to warm as you go across from the Panhandle down towards Laredo, where they're sitting at 91 degrees. Big picture shows we had high pressure moving gradually to our east after it's sitting just across in the Dallas area, allowing that onshore flow to push a little more moisture up this way and a little more warmth as well. There's a developing storm system out there across the Colorado Rockies, and we're watching that scattered shower rain chains drift across the northeast from the area of low pressure that was hanging over the southeast the past 2 days. It's finally gotten a chance to get out of town. But as you look out there across the northern portion of the Atlantic, you can see this counterclockwise swirl in the atmosphere going on. And during the tropical season, we're looking for any swirls out and across the Atlantic basin where they could be talking about a tropical system. And that's what we had formed yesterday. Subtropical storm Wanda has winds sustained of 50 miles per hour, barely moving at 1 mile per hour. And as of the latest advisory at 4 o'clock, we can certainly see that it will continue to trend over across the open waters of the North Atlantic, staying as a subtropical storm, possibly becoming a tropical storm if that core can become a warm core versus a cold core, which is what it's doing right now. But as it makes its way throughout the work week, it'll eventually become a remnant low, drifting just north and east of the Azores over that way in the Canary Islands. But after we have crossed off Wanda, we have no more names on the primary alphabetical list right here. We have to switch to a secondary list, which if we do get another named storm, the first name on the list would be Adria. Now, as we look across the southern portion of the country, we're keeping our eyes on the jet stream, and well as our next cold front that's going to be coming on in for Wednesday to Thursday's time frame. It's going to be diving on down across portions of the Panhandle, pushing eventually towards southeast Texas. All the while, we can certainly see we'll have scattered shower rain chances coming on in, and eventually a flow coming out of a north-northwesterly direction. So that's going to be your drop in temperatures, drop in moisture content that's going to build up over the next several days. And we don't have any big storm systems coming in after that, but just milder air trying to move move on in across from the desert southwest, come over that way. But as we have seen in times in the past, while we're getting a chance for drying out, we won't really get a chance for really warming things up. So we're going to have another blast of some cool, crisp autumn air arriving as we make our way through Thursday and in towards the upcoming weekend ahead. But for your night tonight, for all the trick-or-treaters out there, it's going to be still downright marvelous. Pleasant conditions around 7 o'clock. And as you make your way through the 9 o'clock hour, still just as nice, with temperatures eventually going down into the mid-60s. Moving forward throughout your work week ahead, hello to a November out there tomorrow on Monday with a high of 79. We're also going to see temperatures near 80 degrees on Tuesday, lots of sunshine. Chance for some isolated scattered thunderstorms comes around with that cold front approaching Wednesday into Thursday. Afterwards, temperatures for those highs will go into the upper 60s for Friday. And then by Saturday and Sunday, we're seeing those highs into the 70s, morning lows in the 40s. So we'll be another round of cool, crisp mornings, mild and pleasant afternoons. But before you go to bed next Saturday night, Cheryl, we have to remember to set those clocks back because we're going to gain an extra hour of sleep.
Don't have to tell me twice. Thanks so much, Addison. That's going to do it for us for now. We'll have more on TV tonight at 10. Thanks so much for watching. We're going to go ahead and leave you with some Astros fans pictures. Thanks to all of you who have sent these in. Have a good night and let's go Stros.